Okay, I'm going to try something, a proposal, and that is that I would like to see what Professor Anton has proposed in his recent video about his thinking on dialogue and debate on YouTube and the form it often takes. Um, Professor Anton pointed out that from his view, a lot of what is done on YouTube is that someone doesn't really get someone else's position and yet is arguing then with a position that that person doesn't hold. The way around that, according to Professor Anton, is active listening. Active listening means that you, as a person trying to respond to someone else's position, can actually paraphrase that position in a way the other person agrees with. Um, it's something that makes sense to me, and it could be done via Skype, maybe. Um, I would like to see a non-emotional exchange between Amendum and Professor Anton, in which Amendum begins with a concise paraphrase, or at least a paraphrase, that doesn't use, any kind of just paraphrases, a non-emotional paraphrase of Professor Anton's position. And incorporating in that would be his position on Ian McGilchrist's book, which is central to the argument that Professor Anton was making. I see Ian McGilchrist's book paraphrased often, and I don't think it's being paraphrased completely accurately sometimes. It's a very well reviewed book, and it's considered a sentinel book, and it's an amazing book, and I've read it twice. But in order to understand Professor Anton's position, I think you have to have some familiarity with what Ian McGilchrist is saying. And it's not, to my mind and to my thinking, it's not this simple idea that we need to make the world safe for emotions or whatever. It's deeper than that. It's the idea that we need to be able to synthesize in order to think deeply about the world. In other words, if we make everything a reductionist argument, if we reduce everything to its simplest components in order to try to make the story far simpler than it really is, then we lose part of the story. And that seems to me, and you cannot paraphrase this book in a few words. It's difficult. But I see in reviews that a lot more is being made about Ian McGilchrist's thinking on religion, for example. Um, and I am a non-believer personally, not that it matters to this argument, and I am a free thinker. But I don't think that we can slavishly follow just reductionism and get the full picture of human culture. And so I would just propose that if Amendum could paraphrase Professor Anton in a way that Professor Anton really understands, that he agrees with, that he says, yes, that is exactly what I am trying to say, um, then he could respond coherently to what Amendum's position is. And then the reverse as well, of course, that Professor Anton should be able to paraphrase Amendum's position concisely also. That's just my proposition. And that way people won't talk past each other, and people can actually know what the other person's position is and respond to that rather than um, what is often some straw man position that the person he's responding to doesn't really hold. And I'm not saying that about Amendum specifically. I'm just saying about in general. It's a problem on YouTube. Often people are responding to positions that other people aren't presenting. It can happen. It really can. Anyway, that's my take on it. You guys take care.